Brunson, the Mavs, they put up a franchise record 22 threes, and all that was without Luka Doncic on the court. So, Zach, was this win more about what the Jazz did wrong or what the Mavs did right?
Welcome, Jalen Brunson, to the exclusive club of small guards who have absolutely torched the Utah Jazz defense. I don't know if you get like a roll, if you get a badge, or so, I don't know what you get. But look, you want to slow pedal it a little bit because it's 1-1. All we got to do is get one on the road. They got one on the road. The scoring margin for the series is 0. But my God, you half expected Terrence Mann to show up in a Mavericks jersey last night because it was the exact same thing that happened to the Jazz against the Clippers. 5 out, Rudy in the corner, blow by blow. And it wasn't just, it was everybody. Blow by Mike Conley, blow by Donovan Mitchell, blow by even Royce O'Neal can't stay with Jalen Brunson. It was the same thing. It was deja vu again. And by the way, the best player in the series has played 0 seconds. This series should be 2-0 Utah. And if they lose this series and Luka plays 3 games, 0 games, 1 game, a minority of the series, they might as well just break up the team on the team playing back to Utah. You have to win this series with the Mavs in this state. Last night, great game by Jalen Brunson. We've seen that exact game from the Jazz last year at what may turn out to be a franchise-defining loss to the Clippers if they can't get by this team.
I don't mean to be redundant. And I don't mean to be harsh, but I do.
Respectfully.
The Utah Jazz make me sick. I don't like this team. I like the owner and his wife.
That has nothing to do with basketball.
Let me finish. I'm getting ready to break it down. I like the owner and his wife, and I appreciate their philanthropy. I love my man D. Wade. We know this. I'm a huge fan of Donovan Mitchell. And yes, I will not apologize for praying and hoping he become a New York Knicks someday, even though I know better. Even though I know better.
Yeah.
Even though I know better. I know it's not going to happen.
Why would you wish that on?
Let me say this to you. The Utah Jazz make me sick because they repeatedly underachieve. They disgust me. Luka Doncic is not playing. Rick Brunson, the father of Jalen Brunson, I covered when he was at Temple University. Good brother, good man. Told me about his son. I slept on his son coming out of Villanova until he won a national championship. I didn't know he was going to be this kind of pro. This brother is special. Jalen Brunson is doing a phenomenal job. 41 points, man. 41 points.
Career high.
Are you kidding me? 41 points to Jalen Brunson with no Luka Doncic on the court? You should be ashamed of yourself. The Utah Jazz find ways. They invent ways to screw up whatever expectations are placed on their shoulders. And if they lose this series, with Doncic playing a minority of the games, I am here to tell you right now, let me make it very, very clear. I know that they'll probably look to reload, get rid of Rudy Gobert, try to build a team around Donovan Mitchell. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I walk out the arena, I rip off my jersey, I throw it in the garbage, I fly jet home. I don't even fly with the team. I'm disgusted with this team. They're ridiculous, Richard Jefferson. They continuously fall short of expectations year after year after year, and it's usually because they can't stop nobody.
Okay, let's talk about that. I'm going to add to your point. All right, so Josh Eberle, I saw your tweet. I don't know who you are, but anyway.
Wow.
Jalen Brunson, career high, Utah versus the players. Terrence Mann, career high. Jamal Murray, career high. Chris Paul, career high. They were saying it's a yearly tradition. Now, let me say this.
Okay.
They were up 3-1. They were up 3-1 against Denver and lost. Then they go up 2-0 last year, get swept 4 straight, and this is without Kawhi. This is with only Paul George.
That's right.
So at this point in time, the Utah Jazz, and I think that they could. I think they're still going to win this.
They better.
They're going to win this series because I don't know how. I don't think Luka's going to come back for a while. So I think they still win this series. But at the end of the day, if you are our management and you are looking at what we should do, you have maxed out on what this team can do because their regular seasons have progressively gotten worse. Their postseasons have never been consistently good. And so now all of a sudden you have a talented roster, you have a talented group of players, defensive player of the year, all-stars, all this stuff, but it is not meshing. And when you look at the West is playing better, all of these teams are raising their level. They went from a contender to not even one of the best teams in their conference. So you got to figure it out quick if you're them.
The only thing I would challenge you on is that their regular seasons, they've actually done better as of late. They were the #1, the best offense in the NBA this year. And the departure is they're underperforming offensively so far in the playoffs. Out of the 16 play-in/playoff teams, their offense is 11th Not like a week and a half ago, you were number one. You've got to fix that offense.
Well, Dallas's defense
has been
Dallas's defense.
Since everybody
And
here
without
chose the
Luka.
Jazz, and by the way, I ain't disagreeing with any of you. I do want to circle a little bit more on what the Mavs did right here, right? I mentioned they made 22 threes last night, but the most incredible number of all, 17 of those were uncontested. That is
That's
the
not
most
Utah.
by any team over the last 10 seasons. I want to bring in JJ Redick to the show. You know this roster. You played for the Mavs last year. Was this to you more about the Jazz or the Mavs?
This was as much about the Mavs executing a really good game plan. As Zach mentioned, this is the blueprint against Rudy Gobert. The second you go small, the second you take a traditional five-man off the floor like Dwight Powell, whoever Rudy Gobert is guarding, you stick him in the corner and you attack all the holes in the Utah Jazz perimeter defense. Let's run this tape really quick. Here's a great example. Late in the third, Jalen Brunson getting downhill. Never help out the strong side corner, RJ.
Never.
Rudy Gobert gives up a three. And then in the fourth quarter, it was just a steady diet of this. Put him in the weak side corner, break down somebody off the dribble. He's got to protect the rim. Bogdanovich guesses wrong on his X. Maxi Kleber, uncontested three. Next possession. Here we go. Jalen Brunson, again, attacking Donovan Mitchell, gets a step on him. Rudy Gobert coming to help at the rim. No way he can get back to Dorian Finney-Smith. And this is the catch-22 of the Utah Jazz. If you take him off the floor, you have no one that can protect the rim. If you leave him in, he can't guard in space. To Richard's point, I do believe as well, this team has maximized their potential, and regardless of the outcome of this series, there will be changes in the offseason.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.